You have heard me deconstruct our doctrines. You have heard me deconstruct the clarity tax, the game of stakes, the fortress of intellect. You heard me talk about our non-negotiable standards, which is integrity is the mountain, the posture of the peer, and a question naturally comes up. How do you build a team that can actually deliver this? How do you build a team of partners that are cinematic strategists or associates that are cinematic strategists? Now, because this level of thinking, because this level of accountability of being a cinematic strategist cannot be taught in a workshop. You cannot teach it in a workshop, right? I need you to know that you can't just hire someone to come become a cinematic strategist. And the reason for that is it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. When building your own team of cinematic strategists, your associates, your partners need to be forged. They need to be forged because you don't just hand over this level of thinking to anybody. You don't hand over this level of accountability to anybody, to just anybody. And you see, at Mohgix, we don't train people in the traditional sense. We have a doctrine for it, and we call it the architect's crucible. Now, what is a crucible? A crucible is a vessel used in metallurgy that withstands immense heat and pressure. It is the container you use to melt down raw ore, to burn away all the impurities, all the dross, leaving behind only the pure, strong, valuable metal. That is our philosophy for building people. Because of the level of accountability, because of the level of trust, because of what is at stakes. Now, when someone joins our firm, they enter into our crucible, right? They enter into the crucible. And the heat is not about yelling. It is not about cruelty. The heat is the doctrine itself. And it is the pressure of absolute accountability. It is the pressure of our premium or nothing standard. It is the pressure of the game of stakes, because what is really at stakes is the reputation of who we are serving. So you don't just handle this accountability, you don't just handle this level of thinking to someone who hasn't been forged in the crucible. And like I said, the heat is not about yelling or shouting at these people. The doctrine itself is a crucible because there will be pressure, especially when it has to do with the mind, with thinking, right? And why do we actually do this? We do this because of our clients, because of the council, because they live in a world of extreme pressure. And I can tell you, for free, they live in a world of extreme pressure. The pressure is extreme, right? A diplomat, a C-suite executive, their normal is $100 million decision. It is normal for them. They don't make decisions that are of $10,000. The normal thing for them is a decision of $100 million, $500 million, $1 billion. It's normal for them. So, these people are not nice, right? They are discerning, and they can spot a vendor or an employee. They can spot that mindset of a vendor or that mindset of an employee from miles away. And I can assure you, they can spot, or if you are a member of the council, I believe you can spot if my mindset is that of an employee or a vendor. So this message is for the cinematic strategist looking to build a team, right? So we as cinematic strategists, we will not, and you should not, do not send an employee to solve a partner's problem. If your team member, if your associate is still being forged to become a cinematic strategist, do not send them to solve a partner's problem. They can be with you to be like an analyst or someone who is being taught the doctrine. But do not send them when if you consider them to be an employee, do not send them to go solve a partner's problem. Now, the architect's crucible is our system for burning away the employee mindset and forging, under pressure, a partner mindset. Now, the architect's crucible forges the players who can win the game of stakes. And guess what? It is not an easy process, but it works. And it is the only one that works.